Hello everyone, welcome to the Strategy Meeples YouTube channel. I'm Kapil, and this is another new series that I'm starting for Castles of Burgundy on Board Games Arena. So in this one, I want to talk about tournament games. So if on Board Games Arena, if you scroll down, you will see this tournament tab, and then let's just open this over here, and then if you click on planned, you can see like all the tournaments that are planned and how many people or how many spots are available in them. And we are actually going to cover a specific tournament that finished, I believe, last month. So this one is this one. So Castles of Burgundy Expert and Above Double Brawl. So this is a tournament that happened 15 days ago. It finished. I actually joined this tournament and then I ended up leaving before it started just because the timing, it was going to be a lot of games and it just wasn't the right time for me to play in this one, but I am looking forward to playing in this tournament down the road. A lot of cool games happened and we are going to be covering some games from this tournament and talking about the strategy and the plays. So I won't spoil it. I mean, who won? It doesn't matter, but yeah, I won't scroll down. But yeah, it was 2 players per match. It was round robin. And what else? It's the first edition of the game, identical boards for all players. And let's get into one of the games that I've pulled up from this tournament. So this is a game between these two high-ranked players. So it's a game between Ra1ro, who's a Polish player, and between senstelanokto. I don't think I pronounced that right, but looks like they're a Chinese player. So let's just jump into this game. It's board number 3. I really like this board. You have this huge donut of yellow tiles in the middle. So let's see how both these players approach this game. So one of the best places to start on this board is at the bottom right, just because you have access to these mines, you have access to this building over here, to this water, and yeah, it's just a good place to start. Another common place to start is up here. Middle I don't recommend, because if your opponent picks up all the yellow tiles, then you can get locked up. So you won't usually see players starting in the middle or to the left. So the common places would be bottom right and top. Okay, so let's get into the game. So I'm just gonna call them Sen and Ra1ro. And so Sen is player 1 and they have 1 and a 2 and their opponent has 4 and a 6. There's lots of water on the board. There's also yellow tile number 13 that I really like. It says when you take workers, you get a silver in addition to the 2 workers. And then there's a bonus for warehouses. Okay. So they end up taking a warehouse and placing a warehouse and taking a mine from the middle. That is a really interesting move. Yeah, I'll have to think about that move. I think I probably, if I was in their shoes, maybe I would have taken yellow tile number 13 and then I could have sold something. I don't know. Maybe I would have taken... what is this building right here? Yeah, maybe I would have taken a boarding house. Yeah, that's a really fascinating move to me, because that's not what I would have done. And their opponent rolls a 4 and a 6. So they take the mine with the 6, and with the 4, I think they just go ahead and take the bank. So you will see that both the players are not prioritizing water, because there's a lot of water on the board. So you don't want to block your duchy by holding on to water when you could easily get one before the round ends. Also, I guess I see kind of the reason that Sen went for the warehouse now. It's because there is the warehouse bonus tile available. So maybe they are hoping that they could get that too, and then get a connection to this water up here, and also maybe get access to the castle in the middle. Okay. So Sen takes the boarding house now and takes the ship, so that's really good. Boarding house, I really like it in the early phases of the game. It's good at any phase. It gives you 4 workers, that's really strong. And Ra1, Ra1ro, so they have a 1 and a 4. Okay, so they place the bank. They take a water from the board with their 4. Okay. Sen has a 3 and a 3. Let's see what they do. So 3 is a good number to place this boarding house right here. And with the other 3, I don't know, maybe they still go for yellow tile number 13. We'll see. Okay. And then Ra1, Ra1ro is going for, I'll just call them Ra1ro. I'll check with them if that is how they pronounce it. But yeah, they place the bank, and with the, okay, they place the silver actually. Let's see if they end up doing that move. And then they place the water right away, giving them this double stack of 6 goods. And I believe they should just take a water, because that would guarantee that they go into the new round as player 1. And then all that they would need is either this building or this yellow tile to get either this connection or this connection. So they have a lot of options. Actually, they did not, because they got the first player. So now they have the opportunity to decide what they want to do. So they have a 4 and a 5, and Sen has 1 and a 5. Okay, so they do take that yellow tile number 16, so they are also denying these 4 points for their opponent. And with the 4, they just take workers. Okay. And Sen has 1 and a 5, so they place the water, take goods, place the mine, get a double turn. So now they have 1 and a 4. What do they want to do with 1 and a 4? They definitely want to sell one of these goods so that they'll have 2 silver in the new round. Or they could even just place this tile with the 4 and then take workers. Maybe that's a better move. Yes. Okay, and Ra1ro has 1 and a 4. So let's see what they end up doing. Let's see what makes sense here. They still want to go as player 1. So I'm wondering if they place the... Okay, the problem is if they place the yellow tile and then take a water from the black market and place it, they'll go into the new round with 0 workers. Is that a risk that they are willing to take? Let's find out. I think they do want to make that move. Okay. So the fact that they were able to do that means that how much these players like value going into phase B as player 1. So just something to keep in mind. And they are rewarded because yellow tile number 15 showed up, but I would also say they got a little unlucky because yellow tile number 24 showed up too, and they cannot get both the tiles. They can only pick one of those, and then Sen is going to end up picking the other one, and both these tiles can score you a lot of points. Like the maximum that yellow tile number 15 can score is 18, and the maximum that yellow tile number 24 can score you is 16. So there's only a 2-point difference. So they didn't gain a lot by being player 1 into the new round. They did get lucky that they rolled a 4, so they could pick up this water. And with the 3, we'll see what they do with the 3. Okay, so they just take a church. Okay. They take workers, okay, and then they take yellow tile number 15. Okay, they do pick up the church. Makes sense because the church will either give you any of these 4 tiles right here. You could pick up the mine, or you could pick up another castle, Or you could pick up yellow tile number 11, which is also really good on this board because it lets you modify the die result by 1 to place castles, mines, and yellow tiles. And on board number 3, you have to place a lot of yellow tiles. There's still a lot of mines that they want to place and more castles too. So this is a really strong tile for both the players. In phase B, I think from phase C or D it can drop off in value, but right now it's really good. Okay, Sen has a 3 and a 6, and let's see what moves they make. Okay, they just take a castle, place the castle, take a mine. Okay, and Ra1ro has 4 and a 5, so they place the church. Hey, they could even get the bonus for the church, so that's interesting. And then with the 5, they just take workers. Okay. Okay, Sen has 1 and a 4. I think they definitely want to take this water, but the problem is they don't have a connection to it right away. So maybe at this point they go for yellow tile number 24. And I could see a move where they go in this direction and place the water on this spot right here. Okay, so let's see. For Ra1ro it's 2 and a 5, and for Sen it's 3 and a 4. Okay, so they sell goods, and with the 5 they place water to make sure that they can pick up these 2 goods. That's really good. Again, they want to maximize the value from yellow tile number 15, so they want to sell 1 of each type of good. And if we look at their stash right now, so they have sold a 3 and they are going to sell a 6, 1 and 4. So they only need to pick up a 2 and a 5 to maximize the points from this tile. And their opponent is probably going to start picking up animals soon, maybe from phase C or D. Okay. So, okay, they actually go for animals right away. This also makes sense because you get connection to this building tile solo spot. So in castles you usually want to finish the smaller regions early on and leave the big regions till later phases of the game to maximize the points. Okay, let's see what happens. So they place their yellow tile number 15, and with the 4 they go ahead and place their other yellow tile too. So this way they are just guaranteeing that they have an empty duchy and they can pick whatever tiles they want, or just take double workers or something going into the new round. And Sen, let's see what they want to do. Okay, so they pick up the boarding house, and they right away they place the other mine too. So that's really good for them. And I think this last round they could just place the boarding house over here, and they could even place the water, but they need to spend 3 workers to place the water. So we'll see if they end up doing it. And Ra1ro takes boarding house with their 1. Okay, I think they're deciding. So they sell goods instead, and then they just take workers. Okay, it's fine. That's a good move too. Sen has 4 and 4, so yeah, place the boarding house. I guess not. They take the carpenter's workshop instead and place the boarding house. I think the reasoning behind it is carpenter's workshop is good at completing these big region of buildings. So there's definitely value in this. Okay, phase C. So we are at the halfway point of the game. And let's see what both players end up doing. So there's 1, 2 and 3 water on the board right now. And Sen has a water in their storage already. So let's assume they are at this spot. So if they pick up 2 water, maybe Ra1ro needs to pick up 2 water to be player 1 so that Sen doesn't get over them in turn order. So I'm thinking maybe 2 water, but they also want to pick up the mines and not let Sen get away with the bonuses for mines. So a lot of interesting decisions this round. Okay, they take a water, they take the mine, and I wonder if they'll take the other water. I think they should. Okay, they don't. Yeah, I guess because there's still 2 water left. Okay. Okay. Okay, Sen is starting to work towards this region. They pick up another carpenter's workshop. So I'm thinking that they are trying to finish both the region of buildings right now. Okay, 1 and a 1. So they place the warehouse. Probably they'll sell the stack of 6. Oh, they sell the smaller stack because there's more 6s on the board that they can increase their stack over here. With the 1, they pick up a town hall. Okay. So Sen places the castle, places the water, and picks up the other water. So yeah, that is a really strong move. All Sen needs to do right now is just hold on to this 2 water till the last turn of this phase, and then they'll be guaranteed player 1 into the next round. So that was a huge advantage that they gained. Both the players already got away with some big scoring yellow tiles, so we'll see how much that works out for them. Ra1ro places the town hall. They complete their region of mine over here, and then they take the yellow tile for watchtowers. Okay. Okay, I think they are prioritizing completing this region of 1 down here. Actually, they go for animals and place the animal right away. Okay. Okay, let's just wait for them to finish their turn. Okay, so they end up taking this yellow tile and placing the placing the town hall and completing their mines. And Sen has 2 and a 4. So again, like I said, they do not want to place any of these ships. They just want to place like their buildings and then place these 2 ships as the last action of this phase. Sell goods and take workers. Okay. And Ra1ro has 1 and a 1. Okay, so they place the yellow tile with the 1, and with they buy these pigs, and I'm assuming they want to place the pigs. Okay. Let's see what Sen wants to do here. Okay, the problem for Sen is that they have nowhere to place this carpenter's workshop because they already have a carpenter's workshop. So all they can do is just sell goods and take workers. So that's an interesting spot they're in. I'm actually looking at the score, and they're almost double the score of Ra1ro. So that's also interesting. I think completing these smaller regions has paid off for them. Completing this castle over here too. Whereas Ra1ro is missing the bonus for this, missing the bonus for this, missing the bonus for this. So that really adds up early on because you get more points the sooner you finish these regions. So just something to note. Okay. So Sen actually sees the fact that they are not able to place the carpenter's workshop because they don't have connection to this region. So they choose to discard it, get these pigs and place them and complete this region of 2. So that is a really smart move by them. Yeah, you would think that sure, why not just take workers or try to sell more goods, but you need to realize that you have a points advantage over your opponent. So to maximize it, you want to keep up that tempo, and they do that by discarding that tile, getting these animals and completing this region of 2, and also getting 4 points from these pigs. So really nice move by them. And Ra1ro has 3 and a 4, so they complete their region of 3 water. Probably just take workers. No, they actually decide to go for the watchtower. Okay, I guess because it's giving them points from this yellow tile. And Sen just needs to place both these water and they'll be set. Okay, so it's phase D of the game. The points stand at 92 to 43. So it's you could say it's kind of one-sided at this point, but both these players can definitely gain a lot of points because they have a lot of these bonus points for yellows. Sen has it for animals and Ra1ro has it for buildings and for type of goods. So let's see how the game plays out. Okay. Sen has 1, 2 and a 5, so they take 2 waters and the mine. So what I'm seeing right now is that Sen has given up on completing their region of yellows and also given their opponent to complete their region of yellows. So that is an interesting move. That makes sense because if you end up picking up the yellows instead of the water, then Ra1ro has the opportunity of getting 2 water and being player 1 in the last round and making sure they finish this region of yellows anyways. So they had to make that difficult decision. So yeah, that's the best move for Ra1ro, just making sure that they guarantee completing that region of 6 yellows and getting the bonus for that. Okay, so Sen places water. It's working towards their buildings. Ra1ro is starting to catch up on points now. Sen has 3 and a 6 and Ra1ro has 6 and a 6. Okay, so they end up completing their castles too, so they got a lot of bonuses. Okay, final 4 turns of the round. So it's still, there is still almost like, well, it's not a half, but it's still like a 50 point, actually like a 40 point difference you could say between their scores. But Ra1ro is going to complete this region of 6, so that's a huge point bonus for them, and potentially both the players are going to finish their region of 5 buildings. Then it's going to come down to who has more yellow points. And right now it looks like Ra1ro has picked up a lot of these end game bonus tiles, so that might favor them. Let's see. So Sen with 1 and 2. Okay, they sell goods, take workers. Final 2 turns of phase D, and Sen has a 1 and a 1 and Ra1ro has 4 and a 6. Okay. Okay, that's an interesting move too. So Sen places the market, gets a water, and then discards that water, takes a tile from the black market and places that tile. So that way they are holding on to these tiles, these 2 tiles, but they make sure that their opponent isn't able to jump over them in turn order. Again, a really smart move by them. And Ra1ro has 4 and a 6. So I wonder if they just go ahead and complete their yellows or hold on to it. So let's see. Actually, they go for more pigs. They place the pigs. And yeah, they go into the new round with these 2 tiles. So final round of the game. And there's yellow tile number 18 that showed up. And what else? Yellow tile number 2, but it's not that useful at this point in the game. Okay, let's see. So Sen is player 1, so they roll a 3 and a 5. So they want to take more animals at this point, I think. Okay, they place the bank from the middle. And then Ra1ro takes a mine from the black market, places the mine, and then also completes their yellows. Okay. And they're, even after completing that region of 6 yellows, they're still almost like 30 points, 35 points behind their opponent. But they still have these 2 building regions to complete, which should bring them pretty close to their opponent's score. Okay. So that is interesting. So Sen takes both the water, even though they don't need any water, and they take workers. So I believe they are just like denying their opponent this water so that they cannot pick up these big stack of goods. Other than that, it doesn't. These animals aren't doing a lot for either player because they have both completed this region of 2 animals. So they are definitely not going to finish this 3 or 4 regions. So it's not that much of a point difference. And Sen, if we look at the type of animals, they already have the cows down here, and they already have. Actually, they don't have the chickens, so maybe they will end up picking the chickens at some point. But yeah, I guess they wanted to deny their opponent from completing this region of 2 water. Okay. Ra1ro picks up a church. They place the church to get a castle. Okay. And they place the castle to pick up the warehouse. And the warehouse is good for them because of this yellow tile number 16 that gives them 4 points per warehouse that they have on their board. Okay, final few turns of the game. Their opponent places the silver and takes workers. Oh, so okay, I see why Ra1ro took that mine and placed it. So they ended up getting the bonus before their opponent. So that was a nice move by them. And what is Sen doing? So Sen... Okay, so they placed their mine right now and then they took workers, okay. Ra1ro takes a water and then just sells goods. So if we look at their stash, so they have sold almost all types of goods other than 2, and they could get that 2 easily by placing this water. So that's another reason their opponent wanted to block them by picking up 2 water from the board. Okay, Sen has 4 and a 6. What makes the most sense for Sen right now? If we look, I think it's picking up this yellow tile because it's still 4 points for them, or just selling more goods makes sense too. This animal pair of 2 chickens is also good for them. So let's see. Okay, they sell goods and take workers. Okay. I'm almost thinking that they could have sold goods and sold the 1, 2 but that, I don't know. Or maybe even just picked up this one because it's still 3 points compared to taking workers. Let's see. So Ra1ro takes workers, and with the 4 they end up completing their region of buildings over here. So 139 to 156. Final 2 turns of the game, and it's 2 and 4 for Sen, and for Ra1ro it's 4 and 6. So 2 and 4, what is the best thing that you can do with that? I actually think it might just be picking up these chickens and placing them, because that is 6 points for them, versus selling both these goods, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 points for them, and giving up workers in the process. So I think, yeah, just taking the chickens and placing them is the best move for them. Okay, and Ra1ro has 6 and a 4, so they take workers with the 6, and they could just place the warehouse, but that's only, they cannot sell anything, so that sucks that they didn't get to place the ship and pick up some workers. Pick up some goods, and they could have easily gotten this type 2 good and sold it for maximizing value from their yellow tile number 15. But yeah, I wonder what they'll do. I think they'll still place it because it's 4 points anyways. Okay. And let's see what the final score is. Right now, I don't know who's gonna take the lead. What is it? It's a 19-point difference between both these players, and Sen has 4 types of animals, so they have 16 points coming their way, whereas Ra1ro also has a lot of yellow points. I'm not going to calculate, but if they end up winning the game, it'll be due to these yellow points for sure. So let's see. And the final score is 187 to 185. So Ra1ro ended up pulling out a win with 43 bonuses from yellow tiles this game. And Sen got 16 points just from this one tile. But what a game. I don't know where that... I still think that Sen could have covered those 2 points somehow. Maybe if they sold some more goods, but I don't know. That's the thing about castles. There's so many micro decisions that you need to make, and in these close games, when it's a matter of a few points, plus or minus, those micro decisions really come into play. So yeah, it was a really fun game, really close game between these two players. I really enjoyed going through the replay for this one. And just Sen made some really interesting decisions, starting from that first move of just placing the warehouse right away, and then denying their opponent some tiles by picking up these 2 water in the last round, by discarding the carpenter's workshop to pick up the pigs. So really smart moves by them. Ra1ro just stuck to their gun and went for the yellow tile finish. And even though they lost out on the castles, and actually they ended up getting the mine bonus before their opponent, but they lost out on the castles bonus. But they still managed to pull off a win, so that's really cool. But yeah, this is the first game from this tournament that we'll be looking at. There's a lot more games that I want to cover. But yeah, thanks for joining this first game of this new series in which we go over the tournaments and games played by these top players. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more of this content, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.